guys, so I have the Duke 390 2017 model with me. Finally, I'm going to be doing my first ride experience video. And thanks to the mind behind the camera, my friend who is the first owner of this Duke 390 in our region, that is the Telangana region. So let me hop onto the motorbike. I sound very different today and I'm struggling to speak because I've been ill since about 7 days and I've had a very bad throat issue. So if you think the audio is different, it is still me who's speaking. So let me put on my helmet and my gloves and let me ride this motorcycle.
Here we go. The awesome TFT display. Again, this being a single cylinder, don't expect the engine to be very smooth. I'm short shifting because I wish to remain under 8000 RPM. Barricades, who put these barricades here? And this has got slipper clutch. Now this is going to be a very simple video of my first ride experience with the KTM Duke 390. I'm not going to get into details of other parts and things like the exhaust note, TFT screen, the looks and all that, because I have made many videos so far and I have covered almost all the aspects of this motorcycle, right from the headlight, right from the TFT screen, all the functions of it, and the exhaust note and the aesthetics of this motorcycle. Here in this video, what I'm going to be covering is the brakes. How are the brakes on this motorcycle, which is absolutely critical, and the comfort of ride, that is the sitting position and also the throttle response. And I'll not be testing acceleration figures right now because this is a brand new motorcycle done less than 200 kilometers, so I should not be pushing this motorcycle too much. Yes, I'll still be reaching about 100 kilometers an hour, or I can even do 120 kilometers an hour for that sake, but I don't wish to be redlining this motorcycle. According to KTM manual, I can get up to 7500 RPM before the 1000 kilometer run-in period on this machine, so I would like to maintain it. Okay, I'm just trying to get out of this traffic area so that I can use some throttle and feel the acceleration of this machine. Even the output figures, the power output figures are very similar to the older Duke 390. And let me tell you one thing, I'm wearing a proper tinted visor for the helmet, and this is really bright daylight and I can see the TFT display really well. Absolutely no problem. Superb and bright. This is one great aspect, because any of us who have used our cell phones out in bright sunlight, we know the fact that LCD displays are not so great in sunlight. That is where this motorcycle is doing, this motorcycle's TFT display is doing a great job. Throttle response is crisp, absolutely crisp. Of course, this is the fly-by-wire throttle, ride-by-wire throttle. Some people, some friends who are experts on track riding, who are professionals, have mentioned that they have felt a little bit of lag when they have been riding this machine on the racetrack in corners, to when they have been getting in and out of corners, they have experienced some lag. I'm not very sure, but again, they are pros, they are professionals, so I can probably go by what they're saying, but I still have to test it on my own. Till the time I do that, I'll not be able to give a proper verdict. But for now, the throttle feels really crisp and really good. And the fuel efficiency figures mentioned by my friend for general city riding are about 21 kilometers a liter, which is almost a similar figure as my previous generation Duke 390. And on the highway, if you're riding in 6th gear at about 120 or 130 kilometers an hour, cruising, then probably you will get about 28 or sometimes even 30 kilometers a liter, which is possible. But if you cross the speeds of 125 kilometers an hour or even 130 kilometers an hour, say if you're riding at 140 kilometers an hour in the 6th gear on the highway, cruising at that speed, of course this motorcycle can cruise at even 150 or 160 with absolute ease without stressing the engine. But if you're cruising at that speed, then the fuel efficiency figures would drop down all the way to about 22 or 23 kilometers a liter. So the good cruising speed is about 130 kilometers an hour. Very soon, the moment my friend has done 1000 kilometers on this motorcycle, I will be taking this motorcycle out for thorough testing onto a highway. I'll also put the Dominar 400 alongside and also put my previous generation Duke 390 beside and talk about these motorcycles so that we get more kind of hands-on comparison. Here you see this, it says cell phone signal and send full battery. This is when your cell phone is paired to this TFT display via Bluetooth. It shows the battery on your cell phone and also the cell phone reception, the network reception that you're getting, which is really handy feature. And you see on the TFT display right now when the motorcycle is running, it shows 14.4 volts, and that is what it should be, friends. If your regulator rectifier and the stator are working fine on your motorcycle, and if your battery is healthy, your TFT screen here, the voltage should show about 14.2 at least. Anything lesser than that, it means your charging system is not working well. And when the engine is cut off like this, and when you turn on the TFT display, it should show a fully charged battery would show about 13 volts at least. And a healthy battery would not go below 12.5 volts. So these are the figures that you have to keep a track on. And also this is a temperature gauge. This is the coolant temperature. Make sure it does not hit all the way to the top. If it does, it means your motorcycle is on the edge of kind of heating up. And you see this? It is a sensor. You put your hand here and the LCD gets into night mode. So basically when you're riding in the night, the LCD won't be bright, and that way it does not stress your eyes. Okay, see, it's switched back into day mode now. And soon I'll be testing the brakes now. Let me do that. Really crisp brakes. The same is the case on the 2017 KTM RC390 and the Duke 390. Very crisp. It's a huge improvement over the previous generation Dukes and the RCs. The previous generation Dukes and RCs, many of my friends, we upgraded to EBC HH brake pads, but here I don't think you need to do that. These brake pads are perfect even for a racetrack, even for a national championship. Absolutely crisp. And the master cylinder here, this one producing perfect amount of pressure and is so crisp. No lag, no sponginess whatsoever. Wheel spin. Wheel spin. This motorcycle has got some really nice amount of torque. Imagine I'm running Metzlers on this motorcycle. Really good tires, and I could spin my wheels. Oh, I crossed the RPM beyond. That's okay, once in a while you can cross it. That's absolutely fine. Brake test. Whoa, I can literally fly off the motorcycle. You know that the brakes are so good. I'll do it again. See that? Amazing brakes. One more time. crisp. Whoa. And of course the suspension, nice. I mean, I haven't ridden this motorcycle on a racetrack, so I can't suggest how good this would be on corners and everything, but I am almost sure it would be good. But on a regular road, suspension is good, really good for our Indian roads, can go over potholes, speed breakers, most of them. And this being a slightly taller motorcycle than general motorcycles, also that is an advantage, because the speed breakers won't be hitting the bottom of your motorcycle, they won't be scraping. But again, remember, make sure your air pressure is correct. Have at least 25 in the front and have at least about 28 or about 30 on the rear. If you are having a pillion, have 32, because else if you hit a pothole which is bad, your alloy wheels can crack. That can happen to any motorcycle or car, so make sure you keep that on your mind. Head turner, absolute head turner this motorcycle is. So many people turn and look at you. See, speed breaker, just go over it, baby. And also friends, you know what, the Duke 390, this is such a versatile motorcycle that this can be kind of used as a supermoto, you know, a slight dirt bike kind of a motorcycle. So this TFT screen also has a mode where you can kind of convert the motorcycle's response into you know, a supermoto, mini supermoto kind of a thing. So I absolutely love to stand and ride this motorcycle, you know, just like how you would ride a dirt bike. I like to stand on the Duke 390 and ride. I mean, not all the time, but just for fun. When they're kind of bad roads and all that, I just like to stand up on the foot pegs and go.
So Baris, I'm done with my first ride of the KTM Duke 390 2017 model, and well, see, again, the motorcycle is in its running in period, so it's not yet done the first 1000 kilometers. So according to the KTM manual, we are better off staying under 7500 RPM. So that is what I was trying to do. So this is not a video where I can speak about the 0 to 100 figures or core acceleration, how does it feel like, but again, it goes without saying, 0 to 100 figures are excellent and the acceleration is excellent, because it is basically the same engine which has been carried forward from the legendary previous version of the Duke 390, which has been kind of enhanced with the fuel injection system and the ride-by-wire throttle. So there has been a very small level of torque and horsepower which has been improved, but you know, unless you're on a racetrack, you'll probably not notice it. But overall, this motorcycle feels powerful and we all know it. And many of you know that I've already covered many different aspects of this motorcycle, that is the TFT display, full details about it, the headlight, the exhaust note, I mean the new muffler, the looks, everything have been covered. I'm putting the links in the description of this video. You can check the individual videos out. And very soon, the moment the running in period is done, I'm going to be taking this motorcycle onto the highway for some hardcore testing. And that time I'll also have the Dominor and the previous generation Duke 390 with me, as I mentioned in my video. So that is it friends. I mean, there's nothing really bad or not so good about this motorcycle. I haven't found anything so far yet. If I find, I will let you know about it. And for this price point, let me ask my friend, what is it on road?
2.6 lakhs.
Okay, 2,60,000 rupees on road here in Hyderabad. This is indeed the best naked high performance motorcycle in that price range, because yes, you do have competition, but nothing which is directly in competition. Because there is R3 which is way above price, but that's like a fade motorcycle. You have Ninja 300, it's a fade motorcycle, and even the Ninja 300 is priced way ahead. And also you have the Benelli, the 300 cc, which sounds absolutely beautiful, the parallel twin, but again, there is what it ends. It only sounds beautiful. Beyond that, it's an okay motorcycle, you know, nothing so great about it, but I would still buy that motorcycle for the sound. So leaving those things apart, this machine is an absolute no-brainer if you wish to spend 2.6 lakhs. But if you don't wish to spend 2.6 lakhs, you know what you want to buy. For 1 lakh lesser, you can still get the Dominar 400 and have a lot of fun. So buddies, another advice, suggestion, or anything that you call it. Now see, many of you have bought either the Duke 390 2017 model or the Duke 250, or for that case even the 200 RC or the RC 390, correct? With the new fleet of KTM motorcycles launched. And one thing which I get asked very often, that is, how do you do the running in period? So I have a dedicated video which I'm going to put up which I'm going to be putting up in the description of this video, the link for that. However, let me let you know what you should do, how you should run in a motorcycle which is absolutely brand new out of the showroom. Number one, don't worry too much. There are too many things, there are too many theories about it. You know, people say that you got to ride under 60 kilometers an hour for 1000 or sometimes even 2000 kilometers. But you know what, if you're riding at 60 kilometers an hour for 1000 kilometers in the 6th gear, you're actually damaging your motorcycle because you're stressing the motorcycle. It's not really good to do. Ride in optimum gears. You can go up to 120 kilometers an hour or even slightly beyond, because this motorcycle in the 6th gear can do about 130 kilometers an hour, staying under 7500 rpm, and 7500 rpm is what KTM has suggested formally. So I mean, just once in a while, if you go up to 8 or 9000 rpm, don't worry. I have received so many messages saying that, oh, because by mistake I hit the red liner, once. I mean, the red line once, is my engine going to go bad? No, nothing's going to happen. Till the time you abuse your motorcycle, that is, you buy a motorcycle and do 10 burnouts, then probably you're going to be stressing your brand new motorcycle. But beyond that, don't worry. Ride her gently without hitting the red line too often, and ride in optimum gears. As I mentioned, don't stress your motorcycle by riding in high gears at low speed, and you would be set. And also remember, the first 500 kilometers are the main thing for a running in period. After that, you are more or less set and you can kind of go faster. But try and hold yourself for the first 1000 kilometers, and after that you can go full throttle if the roads permit, but with good safety gear. Thank you friends, that's it. And if you're not subscribed to me, you're missing out on about 450 videos, and I am really stressed out because of my health situation, so this video might not sound or look very enthusiastic, but thank you for watching. Okay baby, start. Right side, yes. Very good boy. Now wait. Kill switch. Very good boy. Now wait, we have to put bike into neutral. Okay baby, press. Wow. Crank. No, sorry. I mean throttle. Little throttle. Give. Little you give. No problem. Don't want to do. I will do. Come. No. It's not very. It's not loud like that. You do little. You do. Give. Do. You do. I'll see. Okay. Do.